You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know, I never done that, man. I don't even know where they come up with that, man. And then the guy's a rat, man. He's been working for the feds for 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Cooperate. So you can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork. If I was ratting, it'd be on CNN. You know what I mean?
BMF Immortal, and it's cool. Like sometimes we switch perspectives, so it's from a law enforcement perspective.
Oh wow!
Instead of it being from the, you know, the actual hustler side of the aspirational side. Just
I don't know what you're talking about. Right. They ain't telling nobody. Because if you're telling, you can't even look forward to going home.
Okay, so 50 Cent blasted Lil Meech and posted video footage and evidence of him allegedly snitching on his security. The security, who ended up taking the fall for everything, said that he was asleep when Lil Meech threw everything in his lap.
Sir, my ID's in my bag. In the bag? Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
We can get that all straightened out after the fact.
Getting really heated between 50 Cent and Big Meech, you all. According to rumors, Big Meech just warned him in 50 texts to cease talking about his son or face dire repercussions. After 50 Cent released some outrageous video purporting to show Lil Meech snitching to the police and allowing his ex-friend to be blamed, everything fell apart. But here's the twist. That same friend is now defending 50's allegations, claiming that Lil Meech sold him out and that he was sent to prison accordingly. Since their dispute over the BMF series, 50 has been making fun of both Lil Meech and Big Meech, as most of you are aware. However, this most recent action, Big Meech has apparently officially had enough. If 50 persists, this feud might escalate. From online teasing to something much more serious.
It's not legal. Huh? It's not legal. What is it? It's not legal. It's not legal what? To have a...
Okay, so let's start watching this crazy body cam video that 50 Cent recently distributed. It depicts Lil Meech supposedly turning on his companion while he was being pulled over. The video shows Meech's friend being placed in handcuffs during an arrest. The friend claims that Meech did this to protect himself. The video has the internet divided and many talking. While some see it as outright treachery, others believe there is more to the story. However, there is little doubt that 50 Cent shared that film with full knowledge of what he was doing.
Oh. Good, man.
Hey, super charger right now and stuff. That's what y'all found it on. Y'all found it.
The footage shows Lil Meech sitting in the back of a patrol car as both men are in custody. At one point, immediately after the police mention finding a gun, you hear him ask, "Did you find the other stuff?" The crazy thing comes next. The officer had just stated that it was legal to own the firearm. Meech's question, however, caused them to return and check the vehicle once more, as if he had unintentionally suggested that there was more concealed. People are accusing that moment of being a setup or outright snitching.
It's not legal. Huh? It's not legal.
What is it?
It's not legal.
It's not legal what?
To have a firearm.
I'm talking about this.
Huh? Talking about the other guy? Yeah.
That's illegal.
And the problem only gets worse. So this friend of his who says Lil Meech cheated on him? No, he is not remaining silent. Using Instagram, the man who goes by 3Luck just let it out. In addition to the body cam footage that 50 Cent revealed, he included old pictures of himself and Lil Meech hanging around. He didn't mince words when he accused Meech of flat-out blaming him for both the drug and weapons accusations during that traffic stop. "The reason I have to do Fed time," wrote 3Luck. "I despise phony men such as Lil Meech. I meant to be living my Trezali life, but I'm being phony." Big Meech was called out for raising the lame, and he even pulled him into it. He claims that Lil Meech forced him to collapse while he was actually dozing off in the car. Not only that, but he also mentioned how 50 Cent supports him for speaking the truth. He asserted that Meech was disloyal to 50 despite acknowledging his error and even promising to reimburse him. After that, he called out another person, Mitra, stating he had known him for 20 years and was shocked that he was still riding with Meech in light of what had transpired. According to him, this circumstance has cost him a lot of money on attorneys and bonds, cost him to lose business funds, and will cause him to miss years of his child's life. And that death before dishonor principle that Meech and his people are said to adhere to? According to 3Luck, it's as meaningless as hearing someone say, "I love you." Even if Lil Meech hasn't spoken yet, you already know who has. 50 Cent wasted no time. In a subtle remark, he first reposted Michael Rainey Jr.'s Instagram photo, writing, "I'm proud of you, Michael. As you spend your money on chrome hearts, jeans without using drugs, you can see what happens." With the comment, "Yo, how are you going to throw your strapping drugs on your man's lap while he sleeps?" 50 then reposted the same body cam footage of Meech, like, "This is yours, LO." 50 returned with another post just when he thought it couldn't get any more insulting. He shouted Meech once again while sharing a picture from a BMF show, writing, "Pop, first he went to the airport with a gun and was popped and panicking. He is now captured on tape telling his friends. The jab at the airport?" He was referring to that other occasion in which Lil Meech was unlicensedly arrested by TSA for carrying an unloaded gun in his suitcase.
I know, but unfortunately, there's certain procedures we have to follow anytime something comes in that's prohibited, correct?
Right. So listen,
You
sir.
understand that, correct?
Can you please give me
You have your
keys?
ID on you?
Sir, my ID's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
Well, we can get that all straightened out after the fact, okay?
thank you.
But until then, I have to put you in handcuffs until we figure this out.
Okay.
Okay, you understand that?
Can I call my mom or somebody?
We'll do that after.
Okay.
All right, just turn around for me, be cooperative. Everything's on video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that?
To make things worse, Meech attempted the traditional "do you know who I am?" tactic, mentioning 50 Cent's name while begging the TSA to overlook him in the hopes that his notoriety would grant him a pass.
You understand? Do you have anything else on you at this point?
No, sir, I promise I don't.
Okay.
Just an actor, sir.
No, I understand.
Man.
Do you have a concealed weapons permit or anything like
No,
that?
I don't, sir. They left that in my bag. My little brother's outside waiting for me, sir. I promise you, sir, that's not mine. I have security guards, sir. I'm an actor.
Okay.
See how much jury I have on me? I went to private school. I'm a good kid, man.
He's saying that he's an actor and he has private security guards.
Does he have
He didn't
security
pack-
weapons permission?
No, he doesn't have a.
Listen, sir, I just want to tell you.
His ID and everything's supposedly in the bag.
Listen, sir, I want to tell you 1 second. I fly every week, sir. I have security guards, and we're rushing to the airport. I have a premiere. I'm an actor. That's why I have a big chain. Me and 50 Cent have a TV show. Sir, this will ruin my life.
Be aware, 50 Cent enjoys drama, and the new video of Lil Meech reportedly snitching gave him a lot of material for his savage Instagram rants. However, things changed when Big Meech, Lil Meech's father, finally intervened. Big Meech responded tactfully to 50's harsh criticism, accusing Lil Meech of snitching and even making fun of his parenting, by sharing pictures of himself with his son and writing, "Nothing can stop us." All the way up. However, there are rumors that Big Meech is really considering going off the grid behind those serene posts. According to industry sources, he directly warned a member of 50's inner circle to stop playing with my son or else. Although Big Meech isn't known for his strong words, this abrupt change in tone is causing some people to take notice. According to some accounts, several producers involved in the BMF series have even resigned, maybe in an attempt to defuse the situation before it gets out of control. It all began when Big Meech was seen with Rick Ross earlier this year. If we go back in time, 50 began calling him a rat at that point and suggested that Big Meech may get his sentence lowered by collaborating under the First Step Act, in an attempt to connect Meech's associate Tammy Cowens to the accusations. He even uploaded court documents. However, a closer look at Big Meech's case reveals no concrete evidence that he was snitched on. Revisions to sentencing legislation, not his betrayal of others, resulted in him serving 27 of a 30-year sentence. Additionally, Big Meech directly refuted those snitching allegations in a limited prison interview that was recently made public. He claimed that if he had ever complied, it would have been widely publicized.
You can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork. If I was writing it, it'd be on CNN. You know what I mean? You better believe it, my nigga. Yeah, it'd be on CNN. You know, you got some people insinuate old Big Meech telling on Mexican Town. Look on Wikipedia. It'll tell you Daniel Correa out of L.A. He telling on me. Shit, you know, the penitentiary rules is if you do not call a man hot or a rat or a snitch, or that he cooperating with the government without having paperwork to prove it. You know what I'm saying? If not, you get your bitch ass up top. You check in, or your car check you in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, not supposed to send her, oh yeah, I think Big Meech hot. No, you don't think that. You show that, or you keep your opinion to yourself.
And the main cause of the polarization among supporters is the entire snitching problem. Some claim that 50 had no right to label Big Meech a rat after the man served almost 30 years in prison. Many, however, are criticizing Big Meech's relationship with Rick Ross, particularly in light of all that 50 did for his family while he was incarcerated, such as putting Lil Meech on and providing him with an acting career. However, 50 Cent has been implying that this feud is about jealousy rather than devotion, which is very crazy. He claimed that Big Meech was unable to cope with Lil Meech's intimate relationship with 50. Big Meech was frightened by their closeness, and even went so far as to stop providing financial assistance for his son, according to 50's recent Instagram post. While 50 was attempting to keep Lil Meech focused and grounded, he also accused Big Meech of being a negative influence who encouraged him to use drugs and waste money. The depth increases. 50 claimed that during the BMF filming, Lil Meech reached a low point because of substance abuse, and guess who had to intervene and clean up the mess? Yes, once more 50. He said he had to send Lil Meech to rehab and talked about how awful things became on set, with Lil Meech apparently having whippets in his truck and one of the actors throwing up during a weapons test. 50 even questioned what the F*** are. Whippets? Before recognizing the seriousness of the situation.
50 actually came and got me before I even knew I could even act at all, before acting was even a thought. My dad called me one day and told me that he wanted me to fly to Atlanta in his presence so I could meet 50 for the first time and see the first casting that he was doing. You know, so I flew out there and it was a line around the street. And the first time I met 50, you know, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me, 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone, he like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing, so of course I wanted to do it, you know, I just didn't know if I could do it.
But in the end, Lil Meech blew that fantastic chance. In just 3 years, he reportedly spent all $5 million that he received from BMF, and he didn't invest a single cent of that money. According to reports, he instead spent it all on expensive cars, fancy clothing, and iced-out jewelry, leaving him with nothing except a collection of receipts and regret.
Elliot charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3 or 4 hours. My neck started hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but you know, it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost?
3, just for the pendant. Here, this is Antarctica. It's the big boy. This is Christine called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier. I might have seen Bill DJ Khaled with this on. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is it going for?
$2 million.
Therefore, you have to acknowledge that 50 Cent has a point. He truly made a difference in Lil Meech's life and provided him with a platform that most people could only imagine. However, the scenario becomes somewhat hazy when it comes to the entire snitching incident. Some of Meech's acquaintances are now retaliating by accusing 50.
Do you think Big Meech like told on somebody to get out, snitched, did anything extra?
No. Let me tell you why. Big Meech's paperwork is public records. There is no proof that Big Meech said, hey, bust him, bust him, bust him. Now, the situation with the lady Tammy, the female that he cool with or whatever, mess with whatever, I was having an argument with somebody about this last night. Now, if we go by prison rules and standards, Big Meech didn't sit down with the agents and say, hey, my bro gonna go ahead and set old boy up for me, so make sure y'all give me the credit. So we couldn't make a move on him because his name not in the paperwork for saying, authorizing this. Now, what she did, what would happen, the killers, the homies would be like, well, listen, bro, she your people, she did that with your name on it, so you gotta have her hit. You gotta either have her killed, or you gotta bring a move to her because she implicated your name, or the people got your name, your BMF, whatever, in this situation. You gotta handle this. So I was telling him, I said, bro, this is one of them situations where you gotta ride or die. she jumped on it like, I'm gonna get him out here by any means. And you know, I say now, we can't just up and say this. You know, people be like, common sense, well man, did they have that talk? I don't know. So I don't think, you know, I got my own situation, so I don't really think that far into nobody else's situation anyway, but I do my little content. Yeah. But if, you see, you know, it's selective politics and it's selective who they gonna call a rat or who they not gonna call a rat in this industry. So we've been saying that since I've been home.
50 Cent really wants to know is, did he call Big Meech a rat because he partnered with Rick Ross? And did 50 go a bit too far this time, given that Big Meech is now allegedly threatening him?